Hello, welcome back to the Scribbly Corner. It is Dee from Scribbly Bits, and today we are here with a brand new Scribbly Corner podcast video. If you're new here, basically this like little series, it's like supposed to be like a video podcast, hence why it's called like a vodcast. I'm gonna be working on a little illustration. Actually, this illustration is actually one of my OCs, my OC from a webcomic that I was making that I still want to make, and I'm like still in like the process of making it. So yeah, I saw like this little like picture on Pinterest, and I just said, oh my gosh, I need to draw my OC. Even though I think this is like the first time I actually like sat down and actually like drew this OC that wasn't like a doodle. So yeah, this is my OC. His name is Roland. And he's a little fruity. But yeah, he's kind of like the villain of like the first, I guess like first few seasons or volumes. I don't know how I'm gonna like break my webtoon up, but yeah. Okay, I did like a lot of talking um about my OC, and I didn't introduce myself. Yes, like I said, my name is Dee. I am a comic artist and illustrator. I make different types of comics. I have a webtoon. I had a webtoon. I haven't updated it since March. It was called Why Can't I Ever Lose Weight? And then I also had another one called After Yesterday. That was like a really old one. And yeah, I just make comics and stuff. And in the VOD class, I talk about different types of topics in the art community. So for today's video, I'm going to be talking about. Okay, so it first started off as me wanting to like talk about why like you're never too old to be an artist, and then it kind of also became like a discussion about comparing yourself and how like people kind of like compare themselves in your community to each other. So yeah, we're gonna be doing a little bit of like we're gonna discuss a little bit of both of those today. So yeah, I'm gonna be killing two birds with one stone, and we're gonna be discussing about how you can really draw at like any time, and also about how you shouldn't compare yourself to other people, especially those who may be like better than you, at least like technically better than you, or have more followers than you. Yeah. Like always, if you want, you can always follow me on social media. It's at ScribblyBits on most platforms, and there you'll be able to keep up to date whenever I post videos. And I also post a lot of memes on my Instagram account as well. So after all of that talking, let's actually get into the actual video now. So, a common discourse that I usually see in like the art community is when there's like this 6-year-old art prodigy, and they're just like absolutely amazing. Like, as soon as they could walk, they are just like gods of art. And then, as soon as you like turn 18 in the art community, you're considered like a an elder, like you're considered old and decrepit, and if your isn't absolutely perfection, then you should just stop trying. And it's like one of like the old people in our community, because I just turned 22, and I guess like some people in our community would consider me an old person. I definitely feel like I definitely fall into like the range of like someone who's I have a pretty good grasp of like the bare basics of art. Like I understand like shape and form. I have a pretty okay since I say okay because as my color theory could use some work, but I have a pretty okay grasp of color, and as well as I'm pretty good with anatomy. I'm stuck at perspective. I can't do perspective at all. But I feel like there's like no room for us that fall into like the intermediate area. And I actually saw someone on Instagram actually mention this. They said that like online in the art community, you can either be a master or like a complete beginner. But even that, like you can't even be a beginner anymore, because I know like on TikTok people get like bullied like terribly. It's like the worst. It's why I don't really post on TikTok often. But I just wanted to like make this video and talk about how like you definitely don't need, first of all, you don't have to be good at art to be an artist, okay? I always say this that you don't need to be good at anything. You can just do something because you like it. But most importantly, especially in the art community, we should be open to all people of all skill levels, and we shouldn't be judging people based off of their age. Honestly, people say it's ageism. I don't think it's ageism. I feel like ageism is not real, but maybe it is. But I don't know. People say it's ageism, but I'm like, I think we should just not like if we see someone that's like younger than us and they're better at us than art, then we should be like, wow, that's cool. That's awesome. I know like it can like hurt. I know for me, whenever I see like people who are like 13 and 15 and they're just like absolutely amazing at art, I'm just like, wow. When I was their age a million years ago, I wasn't that good, but it's never good to compare yourself to others, especially when it comes to something like art, because art is very much a skill. I notice also the discourse around like talent and like saying if someone's talented or not. I personally don't have any qualms with it. Maybe that's another podcast episode. I don't know. But I feel like art is definitely a talent. It's definitely a skill you work towards, and you should never like. It's like a sub. It is a subject. I don't know why I was gonna say it. Like it's like a subject. It's like any other subject. You shouldn't like be like, oh man, I suck at this because Abigail is always getting A's and I'm like a solid B, C student. Like, you just learn differently, and that's okay. You just gotta take your time. There's this comic artist I really like. I'm gonna just put her at because I can't think of the name, but I do. I follow her on most platforms, and I absolutely love her because she makes me feel so validated. Because I myself, I'm I'm gonna expose myself. Okay, I'm not the best when it comes to actually like looking at anatomy. That's why a lot of times I'll just like trace over our image to get the overall like gist of what type of like posing I want to do, because I can't just like look at something and then like draw it on paper as is. I don't know, my brain don't be working like that, okay? I can't help it. And she makes me feel so validated because she normalizes using 3D models and 3D assets to help you draw. And it's like, it doesn't matter how you draw, just as long as you're having fun doing it at the end of the day, you know? But with that being said, you're never too old to be an artist. You're never too old to just give it a try. I don't want to be like those people that say, well, X, Y, and Z started drawing when they were like 75 years old, because I think that's low key kind of cringe. I think it's kind of cringe that they started drawing at an older age, but just like it's kind of cringe to like say those things. But the truth is, like, you definitely can just draw at any time, and it definitely doesn't have to be a career. I know a lot of people online, especially artists online, they do it as like their full-time job. I'm no exception, but I definitely think if you just want to do it as a hobby, you like don't have to be good at it. Remember, you don't have to be good at anything. You can just do something because you like it. I'm not good at baking. Yeah, I still absolutely love it. And this also just goes back to not comparing yourself to others, especially online. Sometimes you just need to like take a break and step back and realize that, hey, this person, they're like completely on a different step. Like I'm on step maybe like B, they're all the way at step K. Like I need to just be on my own little road, doing my own little thing, and I just need to have fun because that's all that matters at the end of the day is just having fun. That is the reason why we all started drawing, was to just have fun. And that's what we have to do. We need to not compare ourselves to others, because other people, they be doing their own thing. And a lot of people, they'll go online and they get sad and depressed and they're like, oh no, I'm not like Becky. Well, Becky Homeki is out here in the kitchen in her little studio every day. She don't got a 9 to 5, or maybe she does have a 9 to 5, but that at 95 is a work at home job, or maybe she's a stay at home mom, and or maybe she's literally maybe this fictional Becky Homeki is literally an actual like 12-year-old, and their only thing they have to do is like I don't know what 12-year-olds. I haven't been in school. I haven't been 12 in a very long time. I don't know what they do in school. They're doing what, like algebra? I don't know. The only thing they have to worry about is algebra homework. So don't compare yourself to someone whose only responsibility is doing their homework and passing their tests. Because especially if you're like a full time, not full time, that's not a thing. Especially if you're like a grown ass adult, like you have responsibilities, you got bills to pay, you probably have like a cat or an animal. I have a cat. I love my cat. but you have like a whole life, while most like children, I mean, they have lives, but they don't have like responsibilities. They just gotta exist for real, for real. And we just gotta be on your own path, doing your own thing. And I did mention this before, but I want to like restate this again, that on our art community, we should definitely be a lot more welcoming to all of those of different skill levels, especially those who aren't really necessarily considered like masters, but aren't necessarily considered complete beginners. We're all on different skill levels. We all learn differently, especially a lot of people who are younger. They have a lot more resources and like, what is it? Opportunities? Yeah. They have a lot more opportunities to learn different things from people online, and they get to learn from our mistakes. They know to not shade with black or to use the airbrush tool aggressively, but elders like me back in the day, we did not know that on DeviantArt. And I think the most important thing that I wrote in my notes, as well as I think is the most important thing to mention when we talk about this whole discourse of like, oh, this person is like so good at drawing at this age, and I feel like a complete failure because when I was their age, I was still doing like cringy stick figure, poorly anatomied fan art. I feel like the most important thing we need to like take away from this is that the art community is a community. It's not just like something we say. It's a large group of people that come from all walks of life, who have all different types of skill levels. And I think the sooner we truly internalize this as a fact, the sooner that we can start treating each other better and speaking to each other better. Because I feel like a lot of the time when I have my moments where I just like to dip off of the line, because sometimes the language that we use with one another is just very heinous. I know like people online just speaking to each other in the worst way possible because people online kind of just suck. But I feel like, especially since art is this universal connecting of the human race, so I had to like in my like art degree way explain art. It's like this is like this thing that connects most humans together. I feel like we need to just be very open to all people that have maybe differencing of opinions. Now, I do want to state as a fact that I'm saying people can have different opinions, but some opinions, especially if they are violent ones, you do not have to accept them. You can accept whatever opinions you want to. You can do whatever you want. You're a human being with free will. But with that being said, I think we do need to be a lot more kinder and a lot more accepting of people and a lot more understanding of people, because at the end of the day, we are just a group of people who like to make cool things. And you know what? Some people can make really, really cool things, and some people can't make cool things. And that's okay. It's okay to not be able to make cool things, but you don't have to feel bad because you can't make something as cool as someone else, because you could just you can like admire their cool thing and you can make something that's cool for you. And it gives you motivation to keep working and to keep trying to get better. And you shouldn't beat yourself up when trying to improve. You should use it as like motivation. Like, I want to give like a gym example, but I haven't been to the gym in a very long time. But it's kind of like going to the gym. Like, when you first start, you may be like hating yourself because you hate the way you look, but then after a while, you're starting to like understand that you need to be like very gentle with yourself, and you need to be like, okay, well, I see what I want to go to, and I love and accept myself, and I will work to get myself to the point that I feel like I physically deserve to be there because I love myself. And we should treat ourselves like that when it comes to our art. We should be like, yes, I will work for my art to be as good as I want it to be, but at the same time, I will not degrade my art and or myself, honestly, because I know sometimes people will be like, Mart sucks, and they're actually just like trying to say they suck, which don't do that. But okay, I feel like I just went like all over the world with this one. But I think if you want to take anything away from this, is that it doesn't matter how old you are, as long as you make something and you're having fun making it, then you don't need to be like a 9-year-old that can make the Mona Lisa, and you don't need to be like an 85-year-old who has like this impressive portfolio and is like well respected around the world. Like if you just have like 5 or 10 mates that think, oh my gosh, you can like really draw, bro. Like honestly, for real, I feel like a lot of more adult artists would be less depressed if like their friends were to say something like, "Yo, you're really good. You're a really good drawer." I feel like we should just say that to more adult artists, honestly. But yeah, okay. If you like this video, make sure you guys like and subscribe, and also comment down something down below. I want to keep this conversation going. So, okay, here's your question. I want to start giving you guys questions. I'm giving you guys homework. If you made it this far. So your question this week will be, what age did you start drawing? For me, I feel like I've drawn my entire life, but I didn't get serious until I was around like 12 or 13. So I hope you enjoyed the video and remembered to answer your homework. I will be checking, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!